Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Germany.
Good morning, United States.
Um, hey, I have something exciting to share with you, Julie. Looking at the dates, I went all the way back to the Fund One Catalyst proposal
Mm-hmm.
yesterday as I was kind of looking through. We're doing a lot of work right now, refining the messaging around Gimbalabs and thinking about our opportunities to grow. And the 1 year anniversary of the start of Project Catalyst Fund One is next week, next Thursday.
Is it? That's great.
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be a year, um, and it was really grounding to go back and like look at that proposal and think about meeting you for the first time. And wow, wow.
It was an exciting time. It really was, and it took us a while since journeys crossed, right?
Mhm.
But it's nice to remember. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we've been doing a lot of work this week to further develop messaging. Before jumping into that, we've been doing this for 29 straight weeks now. The Gimbalabs, we might have missed one. The Gimbalabs weekly update, and we started doing this because Gimbalabs was founded as a successful Catalyst proposal. Um, and we're going to see Fund Five results on Monday, and we'll see how those go. But we wouldn't exist without Catalyst, and we're so grateful for that program and the chance to have met each other, and we're so excited to continue to be on that journey. And what we've been doing every week since January is just a quick little update, shouting out collaborators across the ecosystem, um, providing some updates on our work and our next steps, suggesting next steps for anybody who might be watching this. And then if people are watching on YouTube, taking live questions. So hello, we're happy to be here. We're going to make this one kind of short and sweet today because it has been such an active week.
Mm-hmm.
Julie, you and I were talking
Oh,
about refining the mission and vision earlier this week, and I'm excited about the direction it's taken. And so we've taken pride in not really straying from the initial mission. And I don't think this represents a departure, but it is certainly a refinement, right?
yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I would want to read it. So, our mission is to mobilize everyone to develop tools and applications through a unique experience of co creation that facilitates adoption of the Cardano protocol, reveals new possibilities, and ignites the public imagination worldwide. There's so much in there. And I think with the work we've done so far, hi, Giovanni.
How's it going? Hi, everyone.
Just looking at co-creation and just Giovanni popping in, I mean, that's just the best example or one of the very good examples that we are able to show as a group, as a team, and many to come, I think.
Mm-hmm. I was reflecting on the weekly update, and I thought that one nice format would be just for Giovanni and I to catch up, because we've been heads down in different flavors of critical work this week. It's good to see you, man. How's everything going?
Sorry, I lost the button. Very good, thank you. Sorry for the delay. Had a very hectic morning. All good. Just very busy. How are you guys? And sorry for the delay again.
Oh, growing family. Well, one of my favorite, I mean, all three of us, in addition to trying to do this work, all of us are raising young children. And gosh, there's some similarities between watching Cardano come to life and watching little humans come to life, right?
That's true. That's true.
It does. Yeah.
But we're building for them. We think that humanity can do better, and we think that Cardano gives us a fighting chance of better creating the world that we envision. And so if this mission and vision resonate, we invite folks to join us. And this is part of the messaging that we want to roll out over the next few weeks, is a clearer elucidation of what we believe, our hypotheses about how we think we can bring those beliefs to life. And so I want to bring it back at the end of this weekly update to this idea of igniting the public imagination. But this is where we are, and we've been doing some work to get that going. I have a few shout outs. Josh and the growing ABCD team welcomed me last Saturday to share our playground process with the growing team of ABCD developers. It was really exciting to be there. And speaking of, 1 year, Giovanni, I was sharing with Julie, we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of Fund 1 of Project Catalyst launching. In a very same way, Josh and I, we've been reflecting lately about going from conversations last summer to building organizations now, and it's just such a blessing to be on this parallel journey with Josh and the team, and to be comparing notes and to be seeing these similarities. We're really excited to be here. On a similar note, Abdel Karim and I and Sosha had such a good time really digging into the project-based learning approach to learning Plutus. There's more about that in the Gimbalabs Discord, and we have a public GitLab repository with the list of tasks we're working through, and also a video of us working through one of those tasks yesterday. So we went really back to basics, because that's what I need. I'm somebody who just needs to see what the final product looks like first. And so we spent some time making calls to a simple endpoint for the gift contract and interacting with it just via curl commands. And it was just really satisfying to see which ones didn't work and why, and then to see how to make it work. And personally, now that I've seen that, it helps me think more clearly about what actual production contracts are going to look like. So huge shout out to Abdel Karim for that. Excited to keep that work going. And then just a general shout out to the growing team. As we formalize this organization, and as we look at the real work we're doing, it's pretty exciting. So more specific shout outs to everybody as we take on that work, but everybody who's participating, you know who you are, and we've shouted you out before. Julie, Giovanni, any shout outs to share?
I think a shout out to Gabe, definitely. I mean, he has been patient and on our side and really impressing us with his way of thinking and challenging our point of view. So I think that really draws value to what we're creating on the webpage. And just to state that.
Yeah, that felt like a real leveling up this week. Yeah, there's a lot of frontiers that we're finally getting the clarity we need. And what we were talking about with Gabe is that it might never be simple, but we can certainly achieve a higher level of clarity about what we're doing. So we're deep in that right now. I
actually have two of them. One into our very own Kyle that has helped me a little bit. I'll tell a little bit more later on with the proof of concept of the blockchain authentication mechanism. So I'm still waiting for the results next Monday, but regardless of that, I'm going to be working on that anyway. Funding would only help me do that better and faster. And the second one is I actually don't know if this is Satran, Sataya. He has two different accounts depending on whether he's on Twitter or he's on GitHub. But he's the guy that wrote the Cardano library in Java, and he also helped me, point me in the right direction when working in the proof of concept again of the blockchain out mechanism. So big shout out to the pair of them. Cardano community is really amazing. Like everybody is so welcoming, and they love to share the knowledge. And so big shout out to the pair of them.
Oh, amen. Kyle is on fire right now. He is coming up with ideas that I've never heard before. It's so exciting.
And very big questions as well, really great questions as well. So he's all over Cardano himself.
Yeah. Here, I'll skip ahead to the last slide, but Kyle is planning a really exciting town hall presentation about the outcomes of the Cardano Sharp work. And I hope that I'm pretty sure he's got some plans to provide some coming attractions right now that work is being tied up. Where does it lead to next? And that's where we all are, right? We have so many conversations with each other and beyond where it's, hey, what's the reward for finishing this project? It's that we get to do the next one, right? It's if we do this, then we can work on that next. So yeah, really cool spot to be. And Kyle, man, it's so inspiring. Thanks for all you bring. So what have we been doing? I thought about just putting that we were grinding all week, but to get a little bit more specific, right? I mean, there's work going on understanding Plutus and the PAB, learning it together. We have a really engaged working group that's thinking about tokenomics in general and a Gimbal token specifically. That's ongoing work that as outcomes are delivered, we're going to be so excited to share it. Same thing with infrastructure and just talking about Kyle, like Kyle is really leading the way on reimagining what a wallet might be for developers, for end users, for people who want to learn better. And we're trying to figure out what's at the intersection of starting a DAO and starting a business, and how do you do that responsibly with the legal structures that currently exist. We're really excited to be on all that. But I'll bring it back to infrastructure for just a minute. Giovanni, anything you're particularly excited about this week?
Yeah, so quite a fair amount of work went into what I've been thinking about the blockchain out mechanism as this has been like a hot topic for the past couple of weeks at Gimbalabs and not only, as this is really something that different systems and services and apps will benefit from it. So I decided to start to take a look into that. And you know, when you have the perfect day, right? You wake up in the morning, like you go to bed the night before, that's when the day starts, basically. It's like, tomorrow I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna have my breakfast, take the coffee to the office, and then I'm gonna start to look into that, right? And you have that plan. And then there is the hiccup throughout the day that I got to lunchtime that of the three things around the blockchain out mechanism, none of them were working. So it's like, right, I'm gonna go to lunch, I'm gonna relax 10 minutes, I'll go to my desk. And then in the space of 20 minutes, I exchanged 2 words with Kyle, 2 words with another guy, and then all of a sudden it was like, and you see it. It's like, it's there. I just have to go and get it. And then I got to my desk at 2 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, I had actually the core prototype of the blockchain out mechanism 2.0. So already a next version of what the proposal was about, and was there, was working. Came back to Kyle, I was like, dude, like it's like this. Does it mean it? I think it's working. What do you think? And she was like, yeah, it's freaking working. Like, so we were like all excited because I was just like, is that possible? It's working. Kyle, is that working? And like, I think it is. I was like, wow, it was just like fantastic. And then there was yet another thing that I needed to get done, just another chat. And then I think I got that one as well. So it means that all the unknown about the problem have been solved. So it's only a matter of time putting things together, just tailor around it, and we should have it. So really looking forward now next week to just get cracking, and that's what I've been doing this week, and what I'm going to possibly be doing largely next week. So really exciting, and I'm trying to get back up. Roberto, where are you? I miss you. And Cardano DB Sync is like giving me the headaches. I just can't wait Roberto to be back and tell me how to resuscitate this thing, because it's like 3 days crunching and yet doesn't come back to life. So I need Roberto the surgeon opening Cardano DB Sync and put it back to life. So yeah.
We all know the real boss is on vacation this week.
Oh, yes.
It's like summer camp. Oh, I can't wait for him to be back. Hey, first of all, it's, you're talking about work that we might find out is funded on Monday from Project Catalyst, and you're doing it anyway, right? And that's really the ethos around here is, look, we're going to do this stuff either way. It'll be more efficient if some funding comes through, and we're working on that part. But here we are, this moment in history, we got to do it anyway, and it's so exciting. And I also, you're the second person in the last couple of weeks who I've heard this idea of the day starts the night before. My favorite songwriter right now is a guy named Jeff Tweedy. He's the leader of a band called Wilco. I don't know how famous. I think they're famous worldwide, but I kind of grew up listening to them and kind of listened to his songs. And he wrote a short little book called How to Write One Song. And basically it's almost like a Buddhist meditation, this book, right? But from the perspective of, hey, nobody can be a songwriter. All you can do is write one song. And if you do write one song, then you can write another one and you can keep going, right? And he has this hilarious section early in the book where he talks about his perfect day. And that's exactly what he says. He goes, yeah, a perfect day starts at 8 p.m. the night before. Stay with me here, So it's fun to hear you say that idea too.
At least for how it worked for me Wednesday night was that I went to bed and I kind of made a plan. It's everything about intention, it's everything about planning. So you wake up in the morning and say, and this is all about also the fact that human beings, they think they can do more than one thing at any one time, and it's so untrue. So I went to bed and I said, tomorrow I'm going to focus on one thing.
Yeah, good.
One thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then that played really out really well, and being really like as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, so I'm gonna put an alarm now every evening at 9 o'clock. I'm like, what am I gonna do tomorrow?
That's a really good idea.
And stick to it.
Nice.
and then the second thing is stick to it.
Yeah. I bet you don't need an alarm.
Yeah.
There's only been 2 moments in my life where I was only focused on one thing, and that's when each of my kids was born. That was the most magical thing about those weeks, was being like, nope, there is only one thing that matters right now. And that was to date, that's the only thing that's enabled me to focus on one thing at a time. But I know it's the best way to live. Yeah. So next steps. How about we just keep building on all the above? Is that okay?
Yeah. That's perfect for. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, for time scheduling, because we are already 20
exactly.
minutes.
I know we went over 10 minutes. But we have some projects that we're really excited to share, and the only way to get to the point where we can share them is to build them. And so a lot of excitement. We're meeting with people and building a DApp, and really excited to put those out into the world. So more on that soon. Going to include all the components that we're talking about here. Next steps: staking to Gimbal and Peace and Lift and Easy One supports all of our work directly. Deploying Dandelion, everybody who's interested, more and more to come on that, right? Giovanni, the auth mechanism is one step in that journey, right?
Yes, it is. It is, and I think that beside the one running in Gimbalabs of Dandelion, I am going to be actually running my own very, very soon. So I'm going to be eating my own dog food.
I'm excited to jump on that train too. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. And like we said, Kyle, it's just incredible what he's building and the ideas he's having. I know that one of the things he's working on as well is a town hall presentation. So I'm not sure if that's scheduled, but I know that he's planning it, and he'll get to share soon. That's going to be really fun. And yes, he's sharing in a way a finished project, but as he shares that, he's also laying out what's possible moving forward now and some of those next steps. which brings us to the final point. We included this phrase in the mission statement, and we take this part really seriously, igniting the public imagination. And I just want to encourage everybody. I think this can mean a lot of things to different people. For me, at the most basic sense, we don't know exactly where this technology is going to take us. We know it has a lot of potential, but we know it's going to take a lot of love and care to get it to achieve that potential. And what I would like to see is that people who are not really thinking about blockchain and crypto yet, people who might have one impression of it from what they read in media, for example. I want to put things in front of people so that they can say, wait a minute, I didn't know that's what this technology was for. I didn't realize that it's that blockchain wasn't about crime and all this, or dark money or something. We have a chance to show people this, and the reason we need to do this is that we don't know all the answers. Some of the best answers to what is now possible are going to come from people who have not even started learning about blockchain protocols yet. And our job is to create opportunities to ignite those people's imagination. And that's urgent work because otherwise, if we don't do that, we're just not going to see the full potential of this platform. So I'm excited just to kind of plant that idea. If you go for a walk this weekend, think about what it would mean to you to ignite the public imagination. Giovanni, Julie, I know I just talked a lot about that. Sorry.
No, because it's important, and for our work being that part of the mission, it's important because we can capture the most pressing definitions about it and maybe identify a different common ground that we might think it is right now, because it all traduces to how we communicate best. And this will benefit as well the community and beyond, because then people really can identify Gimbalabs and the network around it as the place they want to be.
For me, briefly, ignite the public imagination. I think for the Italian culture, especially the one from the South, there is this one thing of there are things that we cannot change, right? Like there are problems that we recognize, maybe with governments, with institutions, etc., financial even. And they've been like this for decades, centuries even. So people have given up trying to find alternative solutions and other things. So for me, ignite the public is to just shake people's beliefs and try to imagine ways of solving things that in the public knowledge they are unsolvable, because there wasn't a system that was intrinsically trustable. We do have it now, right? You have a platform where you can build a new sense of trust, and the trust is decentralized. The trust is intrinsically there. It wasn't before because anyone could hack a system, could change the cards on the table. Now it's not possible anymore. So we should start from there. We should teach people that there is a new tool in the toolbox, and this is extremely powerful, and it can be used like in a million different ways. So how do you want to use it? So that's the thing.
Should we pour a little hot sauce on the public imagination?
Why not?
We could have used that phrase. All right. Okay, good. I think we kept this one relatively short and sweet. Giovanni and I went for over an hour last week.
That was exciting though.
It was so fun.
It really was.
A's question, speaking of igniting public imagination infrastructure, thoughts on, oh my gosh, I know, Julie and I were just talking about this before the call. Hey, this is a big deal. And it's hard to know where this story goes next. And I am certainly, I'm worried for sure, right, about how this could interrupt or get in the way of the work we're doing. But given what Giovanni is saying about, right, these intractable problems, right, what I see right now is that the only appropriate response is to keep going. You know, I could definitely like lose days of work worrying about this bill that really displays a lack of imagination, I think. You know, and so the only option here is to kind of push forward and not let that distract us, to own it honestly when it does get in our way, and to hopefully have some solutions and find a path to compromise. But I know that's kind of, it's in a way it's beyond us in terms of immediate action, other than continuing to build and continuing to show, hey, here's what the work really means. So yeah, it's concerning. It's really hard to think about where, what that bill represents. But yeah, I don't know if that's a satisfying answer, but I don't know if there is a satisfying answer. And talking public about it is scary, right? Here we are, like making, I don't know. All right, happy note to end on. But yeah, we've, there's hard work ahead, and it's of course it's technical work, but it goes way beyond only the technical parts, and we're here for it.
I'm gonna be very welcoming of all the delegators that I can't stake anymore on American Pulse. Easy one is I'm in Dublin in Ireland. The stake pool is in Amsterdam, so all legal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for you, open arms.
Hey, that's a really good. That's
to all my American delegators.
That's a good answer. A Raspberry Pi is a really sovereign device, isn't it? You know, it doesn't rely on much. Yeah.
There are gonna be lots of people now staking their own thing on their own Raspberry Pi. It's like, I can stake with that guy just on my pool on my desk.
Yep. We got our work cut out for us. All right, but here's to it. Happy weekend, all. Thanks for all you do, and see you real soon.
Thanks.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Enjoy the weekend.